So I thought I would help you with tonight's homework if you need a little help. All right, so let's look at the first one. It's just like our lesson. It says Montrell went Christmas shopping. Before he left, he estimated he would spend $420. Instead, he actually spent $300. So what is the percent of error? So what I'd like you to do, you know me and my labels, I'd like you to label it. All right, so I believe we did the error, how far off we were from the actual amount. So then we're going to go back and read it. And this is how to set it up, nice and easy. He estimated he would spend $420, but he actually spent, $300. The actual would go down here with $300. Now the error, how far off was he? So you're going to figure out he guessed $420, but he only spent $300. Isn't that a difference of $120? Yeah, he was only $120 off on his guess. That line in a fraction means divide, so put that in your calculator. 120 divided by 30, and you would get 0.4. Now, it asks for the percent of error. That is not a percent. Multiply that by 100, bloop, bloop. You should get 40%. See, that looks just like our lesson. All right, now the tricky one just happens to be B1. So I think the rest are pretty straightforward till we get to B1. We got to think about B1. It comes from our previous lesson. It says $50 is increased by 10%. Then that new amount is decreased by 10%. And then it says the final amount is $50, true or false. So this really is not percent of change or the error. It's more like we did in our last lesson. So let me help you out with this first one. $50 is increased by 10%. So don't we need to know what 10% of 50 is? So what is 10% of 50? I need to know that first. And our last lesson knows that of means to multiply, and we always write our percent as a decimal. So that'd be 0.10 times 50. All right. If you do that, you get the amount would be $5 or $5. All right, so let's go back to the problem. It says $50 is increased by 10%. Well, we just figured out 10% is $5 right here. So wouldn't we combine those? Yeah. So $50 plus our new $5 gives us $55. That is our new amount. Okay, you're going to put this on the work shown page. I just made my own spot. All right, now let's go to the second part. It's like two problems in one. The second part of the problem says the new amount is decreased by 10%. Well, I can't decrease it or take it away until I know what 10% is. So here I go. Here's like my new problem, right? Here's the second part of it. Okay, here we go. There's my second part. All right, so I have, I want to know what, let's see, 10% of our new amount, which is $55. It's really not that hard. Of means multiply. You got this. We move it over 2 times. That'd be 0.10 of 55. See, this isn't looking bad. Okay, put that in your calculator, and you get $5.50. Dun da da da. All right, now let's go back. Now that we figured it out, it says the final amount. Oh my goodness. Okay, the final amount is $50. Well, let's see if that's true or false. Here I go. The final amount, it says my new amount decreased by $5.50. All right, so that's $55 minus $5.50. Ta-da! Our final amount is $49.50. Dun da da da! Not too bad, right? Okay, and then the last one people kind of had questions on, I actually really like, was this one, B3. It said that Paolo guessed that she burned 625 calories. Her guess was off by 20%. Okay, I need to know, it's the same problem, just like last time. I need to know what 20% of 625 is. All right, you can do this math now. Now, it says select all the applies, and you know why? Because I don't know if her guess was too big or too small by whatever this works out to be. All right, so solve this, and then you're going to take 625, and you're going to find out maybe if she guessed over the amount, 20%, or if she guessed under the amount by 20%. So figure out your answer for this part of the problem. Oh, that's not a highlighter. For this part of the problem. All right, and then you're going to add it on either side, okay? Or subtract it. All right, you've got this, and the rest, follow our notes on and set it up just like our regular proportions. Great job.